You look fantastic.
Thank you.
And you feel that too, don't you?
I do. I'm older. I'm matured.
Any apprehension about taking on this film role for the first time in over a decade?
I know, right?
Yeah.
I feel honored. I feel humbled that I am able to still do what I do.
Your fan base is so huge, and they've been with you throughout the years.
Thank you. 30 years in the music industry, in the industry itself. I can just give my, just influence as best as I can, There'll be the ups and there'll be the downs. And there'll be the all-arounds, you know what I'm saying? People who encourage you to do and be the best you can. It is a blessing that I have a mother that's very strong.
Yeah.
And family that surround me and constantly tell me they love me.
Yeah.
And my daughter is my greatest inspiration, my greatest major strengthening for you as a person who does this.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Right.
But we get through it.
So, okay, we've got Sparkle under our belt. Another movie role?
Oh, you know what? That Terry McMillan, she keeps calling me about that. Waiting to exhale, too.
This has been like a labor of love for a long time now.
Yes, it has. 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's about that long. I of course love the film as a young woman. We got the script. Aaliyah was going to play the part. She was our Sparkle. Of course, what happened with that. I put it down. I just said, Deborah, Chase, and I, my partner. We put it down and said, I don't want to see it for a while. Let's just leave it and see what happens. 6 months ago, maybe half a year ago, got a call. This is a great film. We want to do it. Here we are.
And now we're in Detroit.
Yes. In Detroit in the late 60s.
And why do you think it was a perfect time to bring the film back? Because at first, you said what happened with Aaliyah, but why now? Why now?
You know what? Like I told you, I put it down, and I was our Sparkle. We were looking for our Sparkle. We had our Sparkle, and God wanted her more. So we just put it down. But this was just Jordan Sparks came up, and it was like, okay. Then we had, of course, we had Carmen and Tika and Derek and Mike Epps, and everything just started to come into play, and we just started like wow, this is going to be a really great film. We got the music, Curtis Mayfield. We took some of the music, we put R. Kelly to it, so it should be really quite grand.
Yeah, everybody's talking about this soundtrack.
Yeah.
How great is the music?
You'll hear it. You'll hear.
I'm hearing that you taped, and then you got everybody from the crew singing. And
Oh yeah. There's a lot of singing going on this set. But we have some good voices here, pretty good voices,
including yours.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And how does it feel to be on set again and doing your thing?
Well, it's I'm comfortable. I'm real comfortable with it, comfortable now, because I think over the years, being a mother, and married to mother, the whole thing, you know what I'm saying, I matured in so many ways. And my daughter is my greatest inspiration. She has trained me for this role. She has trained me. She trained me good. And just the whole cast is just so, we're very loving, very warm, very enthusiastic. We want this thing to come off great. And it's working. It's coming off really good. It is.
Did you feel any pressure going into it? I mean, knowing what Sparkle meant to so many people, including yourself?
It wasn't even a thought. I got a call. My partner was in Canada. We talked. Deborah and I talked. I said, Deborah, do you believe this? She said, well, it's a miracle. Because we just totally kind of like forgotten about it. We kind of laid her down and just said, okay, Sparkle, we'll come up when Sparkle, if she comes up, she comes up. But it did. And, my God, Salim was great. Mara's great. She wrote the script. She rewrote it and put all her loving touches in it. He's a fabulous director. Jordan was perfect. Tika's perfect. Carmen's perfect. Derek's perfect for the role. I mean, everybody just fit into their, rightful spot. So I just was comfortable. I was like, okay, whatever we're gonna do, I know how to be a mother. I can do that.
And I heard that there's some big singing that's about to happen.
Yeah, you heard that?
I did, and we are in Detroit.
Yeah.
So I heard there's a big scene coming up, and you might be pulling somebody from the area.
Is that right?
That's what I'm hearing.
Good God.
Who could that be?
Who told you that?
Who could that?
We'll have to see.
Are you excited about that? Because I can't. I'm just the two of y'all in a room doing something.
Oops.
Well, okay. Actually, okay, you're talking about
Aretha?
Oh,
yeah.
That's something different. We're not.
What were you talking about?
No,
tell me what you were talking about.
No, I got something else under my belt. I don't know what
was
you
that
saying.
one? What's the other? Let's go into that belt.
We're not going there.
What was that?
No, we're gonna save that. We're saving some pieces for surprise. The element of surprise.
So it's a big collaboration, big musical.
There is some great music, but there's some great voices to these songs. It's refreshed, it's renewed. Of course, Aretha being our greatest inspiration. For anybody who is a singer, who calls himself a singer, must know the Queen of Soul. You have to know her. You have to hear her. You have to know what she means to a whole world of people. Her voice, how it's influenced me. I knew her personally since I was 5. So, yeah, I grew up with her. So that was very special for me. I know that. So it's so, kind of like coming 360.
Are we going to see you doing more film now as a result? Are you taking
I'm not saying that, but I'm looking at the prospect of doing another after this. But yeah, I'm pretty cool. I'm all right. I'm good. I'm good where I'm at this moment. It's a lot of work.
Because they're always talking about new remakes or second another Waiting to Exhale.
He's pushing it, isn't he? He's pushing it. We're talking about Waiting to Exhale. I've gotten some calls from Miss McMillan, and we're just waiting to see.
What people see and what they know are two different things. I think that in order to really know me, to get a full picture of who I am or how I am, you have to live with me. You have to be with me, It takes more than a week or 5 minutes to know me that well. I think I'm a little shy when I'm out in public and when I'm being interviewed and stuff like that, But basically, I am just as kooky as the rest of the world.
Again, do you think, maybe it's a bit hard for you to answer that, but do you think people in America, in the States, and in Europe, let's say, got a different perception of you?
I think people in Europe have a totally different perception of me. I think people in the States are pretty much now kind of getting to know me, and I think they've always had the feeling, I think we're a little looser in the States, We realize that, it's not always what you see, It's actually, don't ever judge a book by its cover, I think you guys here get, one picture, you get basically one angle of a person, and you take that and you run with it, and you go with it instead of, but it's sensationalism, it's mixed money. What can I tell you? To think that I'm just this very shy, very coy, very reclusive kind of person who lives this very secret kind of life, and who does nothing but probably walks around in long dresses all day with high heels and stuff like that is totally wrong. With that, I'm that shy that I am withdrawn, which is not true at all. But like I said, you guys don't get enough of us, American artists, and what you do get, you take that and you go to the extreme with it instead of, kind of like analyzing it and finding out what the truth is.
It's true, to finish on that, it's true in the States people do live with
people,
stars.
Yeah, people live with a more sense of reality in America than I think people here. I think people here live with kind of like the media, let's say, lives with kind of like what they want it to be instead of what it actually is, you know. I mean, I've seen press clippings come back from me, you know, that have been like, I didn't even know who this girl was, you know. I didn't even know who I was. They had made it this whole thing about me. Oh, she's this, she's that, she's shy, she's reclusive, she lives this life of, you know, she's inhibited, she's blah, 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 you know, and that's not true at all, you know. Well, you know, it's whatever you want.
Well, the first thing I think is going to surprise people is, you know, the cover of the album is like,
yeah, but that's me, you know. That's,
biker.
Yeah, well, not a biker, but someone who's on a bike, you know. If I'm on a bike, I'm a biker. No, I'm not a biker. I used to ride when I was young. I haven't ridden a motorcycle since that night, you know. So I'm not really considered a biker. It went along with the video. It was a nice concept to you know. For me, it was fun. You know, I did a lot of this out of fun. It wasn't that I was trying to be something that I wasn't, or, you know, trying to portray somebody that I wasn't, you know. I was just having a lot of fun, which is what I think music is all about, you know. Enjoying it and having as much fun as you possibly can, you know. Never mind the image.
Nippy? Who's Nippy?
Nippy's me. I am Nippy. I've been Nippy since I can remember. My father gave me that nickname, and it's been my nickname ever since, and only friends and family call me Nippy.
Okay,
speaking.
Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. So the album, there's a big departure from the previous albums, on the fact that you went to other people to get songs.
I've always gone other people to get songs.
But like in a big way now, you got like, you know, like there's definitely at least three major team of writers on this album, plus, you know, the one-off. I mean, like, you got Ella and Babyface first, like, for 4 songs.
Yes, yes. I have always used many producers. On all of these albums, I like to kind of like, if I hear some, Ellie and Face came with their material. They are writers and producers, so, excuse me, that was kind of set. Narda, I chose songs and said this is what Narda should do. You know, these are songs I want Narda to do. You know, when Clive and I sat down at the beginning of this album and decided, you know, well, who are we going to use, what are we going to do? You know, Ellie and Face was in the bag. We knew that. You know, we knew we were going to work with Narda again. I was going to do it with Narda again. And Michael Masser, you know, for his wonderful ballads that he writes. And, you know, the 2 added additions are Luther Vandross and Stevie Wonder. Those are people that I've always wanted to work with. You know, that's more like a thing of mine. You know, like I wanted to work with Stevie. I wanted to sing with Stevie. And I found out that Stevie wanted to sing with me too, so that made it even better. So we did that. And Luther and I have been longtime friends. So that was kind of like a you know, something special that I wanted to do. And it really came about spontaneously. That wasn't planned. You know, it was just something that I wanted to do. And I talked to Steve and Luther. And
well, if you don't mind, it'd be good to get a little bit of insight on all these people, because we don't really, I mean, all these people, we don't get much insight. And on their way of working, on a new way of working. Let's start with the LA Babyface team. How do they work? They work fast, they work with a formula?
They have they have their sound. They have their own sound, which is LA and Face. They work as fast as you can work. You know, if you are a person who needs to take a certain amount of time to do a song, you know, I work very quickly. You know, I'm in there, I'm out of there. You know, I spend the amount of time that I need to on vocals, and I give it my all. You know, which is why I think I like do things very quickly, because if I go in there, I give it my best shot first off. I don't wait till the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th. I come out kicking, I come out smoking at the beginning. So we worked very fast. It was done in no time, you know. Those guys know what they're doing and on their part, and I know what I'm doing on my part, so it gelled, you know. It was a very nice mixture. And it worked, you know. They were surprised how fast I worked and how much I knew and how funky I could be. And I think I was just surprised at the fact that they allowed me and trusted me to do what I knew I could do best. And my stomach is growling. Do you hear it? Do you hear that? Isn't that amazing? God, I know. It's so weird. Sorry. I think maybe it's gone now. Yeah, it's gone. Okay. No, it isn't. Wait. I don't believe it.
Sorry, would you just take your mic up slightly as well? It's just,
Yeah, no, I can hear it though. It's so funny. Eating much today.
That's going too fast without eating.
Huh?
That's empty stomach.
Yeah, I've been running all day. Going. I think that what made L.A. Face and my I think what made us work was the fact that, and what made us, I think, more special than I think anybody that they've probably worked with before, and they've said this to me, so I can actually say this, is because I can sing and I can do whatever's required to do, on record, whether it be R&B, whether it be ballads, whether it be anything, Actually, to me, R&B music is, the up-tempo material that I do is very simple and it's very easy, It's like I can do that in my sleep. But ballads and things of that nature require a lot more time because they're very delicate and they're very intricate and they're a lot more challenging to me, When I suppose when you have a voice, this is what great voices are known for, for their ballads, most of the voices that I admired, they've always said to me, gosh, you can do basically anything, you can, Whitney, do so and so and so and so, Face will say something like, do this, try this, and I'll do it, and I think that the combination of their unique sound and my distinct sound made it very special. I think it's a jump and a leap for L.A. Face as well as, something. To me, it's not different for me because, like I said, it doesn't matter to me, whatever it is. If it's Yankee Doodle Dandy, I'll sing it, as long as it's got a good melody and good words. But I think that for the both of us, it was something very, very special.
I think another really challenging one is the Stevie track.
Yeah, that was more fun, I think, and challenging in its way. But it was just the most relaxed atmosphere that I've ever had, I think, in any duet situation. Stevie and I have been friends for several years now, and this brought us closer together, He's such a funny guy, he loves to laugh, he loves to play. I like to laugh, I love to play, We have those things in common, he's spiritual, I'm spiritual, Stevie has a very, I don't have to tell you what a musical genius that Stevie is, and without his vision, he has vision beyond vision, But I had the best time working with that man, and it was just so much fun. But what an experience to work with someone who is articulate about music and who hears with the most incredible ears that I have ever experienced in my life. He's just he's a wonder. He really is. He's quite a wonder.
Do you remember maybe the first or the track or album that woke you up to see you on the...
It had to be, it was Fingertips, It was the very first thing Stevie did that woke, I think, me and about a whole world of people up to this talented 13-year-old boy who could play the harmonica and any instrument that was put before him and had this incredible voice. I remember Fingertips and Stevie saying, "Everybody say yeah!" Yeah, I remember that. It was the best. I think the first thing that I think I fell in love, I really fell in love with Steve, was Inner Visions, Songs in the Key of Life, his characters was an incredible album. But my first love of Stevie was If You Really Love Me. That was like the first song that just like blew my mind, and I was like, I love this man. This man is, going to be my heart for the rest of my life. Stevie sings what I feel. Stevie sees things that I don't think people pay attention to in an everyday kind of living situation. And I don't know, maybe it's because he is blind. Maybe it's because he has the heart and soul. He's very much in tune to his heart and his soul, and to the God that he loves and serves. So I don't know. I think God just blessed Stevie with so much. He just has so much a talent. And not only in singing, but in writing and producing, and being a humanitarian, and knowing and caring for others, and listening to others, and being understanding. He's just a wealth of love and wisdom in that man.
Well, it's good to hear.
Yeah.
He's another artist that people don't say much about because they don't know anything about him, and they say he's seclusive. He's very obsessive with his work.
Yes.
There's a lot of stories running around about Stevie Wonder.
Oh, really? What kind of stories?
Well, not bad stories, but in Europe, again, it's a case of America and Europe.
Right.
In America, is just like everybody's friend.
Yes.
In Europe, it's that kind of very strange, aloof character that comes sometime every 5 years.
Yeah. Well, you guys, it's really it's great that you love American artists, and that you love the artists, their music. We appreciate. We do, and that's why I'm here, because I realize that this is another world of people that are over here that buy records, that listen to music, and that love music. Stevie, I think, is very much aware of that. Stevie is a unique and very special individual. Stevie is a private person like myself. Stevie doesn't believe in ordering his life in front of the world. Making order of his life, or exposing, I'm having trouble with my wife. No, that's none of your business. I'm having trouble with my wife, or whatever else. I think that Stevie, like myself, believes that there's some things that that are normal situations, like family, domestic problems, and or just relationship problems with my man or his woman, or when you're famous, you have to kind of put things in perspective. There is a business, and there's your show business life, and then there's your life, and your life, and it's no joke. It's a very serious one, and when you put those things in order, I think it keeps a balance on what show business is and what reality is. Show business can be kind of unreal. It can be fantasy. It can be, your own little world. Or what people create for you.
Yeah, there's one track that I think is really interesting. Is the last track, the Unlocking. It's somehow, I don't know how to describe it. I think it's maybe more traditional than a lot of the rest of the album. Don't take that as no. It's a good thing. No. But again, I think your voice comes out very differently because you produced it. And the attention that you put to your voice is different. And I think that's a way to move to a new Whitney Houston. You agree?
I don't know if I agree. I understand what you mean. I don't consider myself to be new. See, you guys are getting this new thing, and I'm still on me. I don't know where this new Whitney Houston's coming from. I'm still me. I don't consider my album to be something different from what I've done. I think basically it's an extension of what I have done. It's growth. It's a period of growth. It's a period of someone who has grown in an area in which she's been familiar with, that I've been surrounded with. I've been in music all my life, and what I knew when I was 13, I know more now. When I knew when I was 19, I know more now. What I knew more than I knew yesterday, I know more today. People would rather say that it's change or that it's different, but I would like to think that it's just growth. that it's something that took place because it was a natural progression. It is not something that you try to do, like, you know, oh, I have to do this song, I have to do this because this is what, you know, this is what, you know, this is what's happening, this is what the world wants, this is different, this is something that they'll go, ooh, I'm not trying to become a gimmick, I'm not trying to become someone who is trying to keep up with the time, although I'm aware of what is happening in the time. And if you're going to be in the industry, then you have to kind of keep up with what's going on, you know, and try to, compromise, you know, with what, you know, this thing in America is a lot of dancing going on in America, you know, and I think pretty much it's happening here too, that this dance surge, you know. Well, it's kind of like, to me, it's like a disco era, you know, only it's funkier, you know, and it's more rhythmic, you know, it's a lot blacker, you know, if you will, blacker, that word blacker and white, you know, it's scary to use those words because I don't think that music should be a color. I think music should be something that people listen to and not to categorize.
Can I ask you something straight? Is why don't you write songs?
It's not why, it's just when. It's when I feel like it, you know, when I'm ready. I have no reasons as to why I don't write. I sing because I'm happy and I wanna. And I can sing. That's what I do.
And when does a song written by somebody else becomes a Whitney Houston song?
When I open my mouth and put my voice on that track, that's when it's mine.
When do you decide this is a good song?
When I listen to it, when I first hear it,
decide?
when I first listen to a song, when I'm going over material and I'm trying to decide what song I want on my album, I listen to the melody. If it's got a good melody, something that is pleasing to the ear, something that people will catch to, people will go, you know, stop and go, I like that. See, music has to be pleasing. You know, anything that's not pleasing to the ear, I know I don't want to listen to. You know, I don't know about you, but I know I don't listen to anything that's going to hurt me. I like to listen to stuff that makes me happy or makes me reminisce on a time that maybe not might be so happy, you know, or a time that I'm looking forward to, you know, in the future. I listen to lyrics. I listen to what's being said. I'm very concerned about the lyric content. I'm careful about what I say. That's why I think I feel love the most. I feel the many different aspects of love. Love is not always happy. Love is sad. Love is mad. Love can be crazy. Love can make you weird out. Love can do a lot of things to you. But that's why I think there's such a wide range of songs that you can sing, you know, about love, you know. And I also think it's the one thing that draws people in, you know, when you touch that core, that heart, you know, of love. I think people everywhere can identify with it, I think, which is why I think my first two albums sold as many copies as they did. Beside the fact that I worked my butt off doing it, but I enjoy what I do. You know, I think that's what it's all about. You know, if you don't enjoy it, you might as well just get out.
Can you recall for us when you stepped in the stage for the Mandela Day? The impression?
I only wish that Mr. Mandela could have been there in physical, the physical being. I know he was there spiritually because that's why we were all there. But I only wish he could have been there to see with his own two eyes how many people think so much of him and admire him. And I don't know how many people would have had the courage to do what he did, to stand for a nation of people, his brothers and sisters, and say, this isn't fair, you know it's not fair, and I'm not going to live in this, so put me in jail and I'll stay there. It doesn't matter to me because I'm in prison anyway, so what difference does it make? If he, and I had a chance to see Mrs. Mandela very recently, and all I could say to her is how much I loved her and how close I felt to this woman and how much of a kinship and how much of a sisterhood that I felt to her and to her husband, and how much I love them and how much I pray for them.
It wasn't always about the drug. I would stay in my room for days for days at times, just trying to get it together to know what my next phase was going to be.
In the mid-90s, you said, I feel old.
Yeah, like I've been through a lifetime of stuff.
And that it just wasn't any fun anymore.
No. I enjoy what I do. I love to sing, but it's just not fun anymore.
Because?
People are different in the industry. It's about the money. It's about get it fast.
You think you're not tough enough for this business?
Oh, I'm tough enough.
That was a quick answer.
Yeah, I mean, I've lasted this long. You gotta be tough.
I want to ask you about the cancellations.
Did they tell you how many? Do you know how many? Look at my record. See the concerts I've done and see how many I've canceled in the 17 years of my career and add it up.
But when you read the articles and people talk as if you're just impossible because you may show, you may not show.
Not true, not true, not true, not true.
Okay, the Academy Awards.
Okay. I was fired from the gig. I didn't mind. I really didn't want to do it anyway. But I was past that. I'm past that and it's over now.
Why were you fired?
Because I was not getting along with the guy that was directing the whole thing, who I've known since I was a kid.
I think you said laryngitis at the time. I don't think that's what you said.
It was I had gotten bronchitis, and I asked him just for a day just to get it together. And I was kind of pissed off, and I had an attitude about it. And rightfully so. You know, I should not have been on the show, and they fired me, and that was it. And I went home.
And that's all there was?
That I can remember. If I have a day that is nerve-wracking, or my week has been bad, or something's going down, I won't eat. Some people eat, I don't eat. And it shows in my physical frame.
Can I ask how much you weigh now?
Sure.
How much do you weigh now?
I ain't telling you.
I think I just got sucker punched. Do you work at it now to keep your weight up?
No. You know what?
Well, but if people are going to be looking and people are going to be pointing.
But they always have. From the moment I stepped out there. They always have.
And looking back, do you apologize? Do you want them
there are things I apologize for. But the things I apologize for, like my concert dates, those things I apologize for because the people really matter to me. They matter to me. And I know they came out to see me. And I apologize for that. I'll make it up to you.
You said you were scared to death on the Bodyguard.
Scared to death. Terribly frightened. I'd wake up in the morning and I'd go, if you quit now, you're going to blame me for the rest of my life. You're going to do this movie, and you're going to do it well. You can't quit now. You can't turn back.
It's a magnet that pulls you back.
The magnet that they're talking about is my love and my protection for him. I cannot say that there wasn't a time where, yeah, it was like that, you know, but I was new at it.
When?
4 or 5 years ago, you know. I was that wife that wanted to be there to make sure, you know, everything was cool and that, you know, no other women were around and da-da-da-da-da-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. This is my first love. Remember, I had never really ever been in love with anybody like I was in love with Bobby, so I went through all the changes that any girl would go through, you know. I did. But I'm older and I'm wiser now. I'm wiser about it. He can go away and I'm fine. I can go away and he's fine. It's not the Svengali tactic anymore.
Once somebody's done that, though, it's hard to let go.
I don't want to let go of him.
No, it's hard to let go of
he doesn't want to let go of
a
me.
Svengali relationship.
It was rough. It was rough. I think I kind of reverted back as I got older and said, well, I'm just going to party, you know. It was kind of a rebel in me, you know.
Did you think how dangerous it was?
No, I wasn't like shooting heroin or anything.
This says $730,000 drug habit. This is a headline.
Come on. 730? I wish. No, I wish whoever's making that money off of me could share it with me. No way. No way. I want to see the receipts from the drug dealer that I bought $730,000 worth of drugs from. I want to see receipts.
Is it alcohol? Is it marijuana? Is it cocaine? Is it pills?
It has been. At times.
All?
At times.
If you had to name the devil for you, the biggest devil among them?
That would be me. It's my deciding. It's my heart. It's what I want and what I don't want. Nobody makes me do anything I don't want to do. It's my decision. So the biggest devil is me. I'm either my best friend or my worst enemy. And that's how I have to deal with it.
Do you think of yourself as an addict?
Hey, I'm addicted to a few things.
Like?
Making love. I don't like to think of myself addicted. I like to think of I had a bad habit, which can be broken. As you get to my door, there's some people I want you to meet. I said, Mommy, you raised me with the love and with God. Now, if I can't make it with you and with the love of God, I'm not putting my life in someone else's hands. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And nobody else. I don't care where they're from, what council service, or whatever they're from. If you do this to me, I will go and leave the country and take Chrissy with me, and we'll just go. And I was very serious. And she said, everybody leave, please. Wait a minute, because she's serious. Scared. When they said I had died, I did. I changed my mind. I changed my mind. Yep, because I didn't want to look like the rest of them. I didn't want to be like them. It frightened me. I don't ever want to be in the realm of where I'm caught in a mold and I can't get out. Never. That's over. I'm beyond it.
Do you think you came close?
I think as close as anybody I think I can get. I know folks who've come closer, but that's as close as I want to be. That's as close as I think it gets.
And how sure are you that those bad days you talked about are behind you?
I know that I'm on the right path because I'm back home where I started, in here. I can't tell you it's all going to be perfect, Diane, and I can't
because
tell you.
everybody says it's day by day, day by day.
Yeah.
But now do you say, not at all? Or do you say, I can...
Well, I'm not going to tell you that. I could tell you that I am not self-destructive. I'm not a person who wants to die. I'm a person who has life and wants to live. And I always have. And don't ever mistake it for anything else other than that.
Are you strong enough to do that now?
I think so.
And not let it get you?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am.
Because most people...
I pray every day that I am. I'm not the strongest every day, but I'm not the weakest either. And I won't break. And I won't break.
Is today a good day?
Today's a great day. It's a blessed day.
No temptations today.
I have a few temptations, but it's not about drugs, it's about kicking ass, but, you know.
Mine?
No. This is a blessing.
So, for the people out there who say, we want to help build a barrier between her and drugs, what do you want them to pray for?
Don't pray about the drugs. Leave the drugs alone.
Why?
Why? Pray for me as a person, for my soul, that I'm stronger. No matter, I don't care what anybody else says or did.
Your father's filing suit against you. $100 million. Do you feel betrayed?
It hurts. They'll never get $100 million out of me. I know that.
But they claim that you haven't paid them for things they did, like...
They were never hired. But I won't get into it.
Have you talked to him? What has he said to you?
My father is 81, very sick. His health is failing. Somebody who my father's associated with has put fear in his heart, as if he's not my father and I'm not his daughter.
Do you still love him?
Absolutely. He gave me life. Before all of this, there were years that I can't forget. The bad part about it is that it's about money. And that really sucks. That hurts more than anything.
When you think it's the dad who dressed you and walked you down the aisle. Give me the perfect life for Whitney Houston.
Retired. First of all, I didn't want to even do Broken Hearts. I hated the song. I didn't want to sing it. And he actually literally told me that, you're going to sing the song because this song is your #1 song. It's your 7th song. And I really didn't get the 7th song. I was like, yeah, well, okay. I did the song, I put my heart into it. I found some meaning in it that I could relate to. And I recorded it, and Clive called me and said, I told you that this is your 7th consecutive #1 song. Now, like I said, I didn't realize what the significance of that was before when he explained it to me, that I had actually surpassed Elvis and the Beatles, and I was the only woman to do that. That's history. Yeah. When I performed the Star Spangled Banner at Super Bowl 25, if you were there, you could feel the intensity. We were in the Gulf War at the time. It was an intense time for our country. A lot of our daughters and sons were overseas fighting, so it was, I could see in the stadium, I could see the fear, the hope, the intensity, the prayers going up, and I just felt like this is the moment. And it was hope. We just needed hope, to bring our babies home. And that's what it was about for me. That's what I felt when I sang that song. And the overwhelming love coming out of the stands was incredible. I was scared to death going into my first motion picture. The Bodyguard was a heavy deal. I thought, no, I don't think I'm ready for this movie deal. I'm still singing. I still love this part of my career. Really, it took me 2 years to decide to do this movie, to really actually feel the confidence to do this movie. When The Bodyguard hit, I just got married not too long before that and had a baby. So I had marriage, baby, movie, bam. But wow, what a moment I will never forget. A moment that is most pleasing to me in my career. I think of that Bodyguard moment, and that's my moment. That's my moment. We were on a mission searching for songs for The Bodyguard. What would be the song that is going to make this movie tie together? Kevin and I, of course, went through, Kevin's a music lover, so he knows all the old songs, new songs, he loves it. So he kind of went through his little collection, and he came up with songs that he thought were, suitable for the movie, and I had some songs of my own. Well, one day I was in the trailer, and we heard Dolly Parton's song before, and I went by it, because it was a country version, and I really wasn't listening. Kevin brought it back to me in the trailer one day, and he said, I'm telling you, this is the song. You said you must listen to the song, and you must hear it with your ears and not with the ears that is being, that's being played. Listen to it with your ears, what you would do with the song. I said, okay. I cleared the trailer out, and I played this song. This man wanted me to hear the song. I had to hear this song. I cleared the trailer, and I listened to the song, and it hit me. When she got to, and I will always love you, that did it. I was like, oh, he's so right. Whew. I can't go anywhere without singing it. Bottom line. I can't go anywhere without singing I'll Always Love You. I remember when Clive and I did the Merv Griffin show. And Clive, I remember being in the side, on the wings, waiting to go on. I remember being very nervous. It's my debut on Merv Griffin's show, and here is this person he was talking about. I turned to whoever's standing next to me, I said, is he talking about me? And I said, yeah, he's talking about you. Everything that like could happen, like kind of happened, you know. My band was like really slow in the tempo. And I never forget, my mother comes from behind the stage. If you see the tape, you'll crack up. She's behind the stage and she takes the control of the band and she starts directing the band to the tempo that she wants it to go to. She feels me. She's a singer, so she feels me. And she knows I'm struggling with it, and she starts doing the band. And it's the most hysterical thing you ever want to see. My mother in the background doing the band like this, and I'm singing, and it's really kind of cute. But wow, what a moment in history. I'll never forget that. I won't forget that one. Clive and I go back, oh man, that's 15 years, my goodness. I remember being a 19-year-old young lady, 20 years old at the time, and I remember Mr. Davis calling me and telling me to come to his office, that he needed to see me, and he needed to play some music for me. Well, my mind was, why don't you just send me the tapes? No, I have to be here with you. I have to feel you, and you have to feel me. That was my first lesson, you know. This was our way of sitting down and going through our thing, okay? Nobody ever knows whatever went on in that office when he and I were just in there just listening to music. 10,000 songs, I promise you. And out of those songs, you know how Clive does, you know. If anybody knows Clive will put a tape on, and you're listening to the song, you're going, click, he'll go, click. Now that part right there, and it's like your brain goes, whoom. You wake up, you go, oh my God, what is this man doing? And he's okay, start again. He puts the tape back on. And he's grooving, and you're grooving. Bam! And he stops, he's okay. Now this part right here, you know. And then he talks about lyrics, the movement of the rhythm. It should modulate here. It shouldn't stay here. He loves the modulation. It should modulate. It should modulate. No, it's just too flat here. But I was very amazed at how much, I shouldn't have been, but my mother knew how knowledgeable Clive was of music, of songs, of lyric, of melody. And my lessons of what to listen for is what he and I went through in the offices on those days where just he and I would listen to music. This is what you listen for if you want a hit record.
Like we were talking about earlier, you can find anything wrong with anything if you look for it hard enough. You know, the thing that is the worst thing about anything that you do, you put your time and hard work into something, and then somebody goes, no, didn't like that, didn't like that, didn't like that, you know. So, you know, I think that's the worst about it.
Was it at all rough for you, though, to sit down and read some of the criticism? Because in your professional career, you haven't been faced with that very much in terms of singing. I mean, nobody ever wrote, really, that you couldn't sing.
Please, you should have been around. You get used to it. You know what I'm saying? I've been criticized about my singing. I've been criticized to the degree where people have said, you know, when I did the Star Spangled Banner, it was in question, was that really me singing? You know, I don't know. I think that, you know, when you do something as major as a film, you know, I didn't just get a little part, I got a big part. I had to play opposite Kevin Costner. I think it leaves you open for a lot of things, especially criticism.
As you reflect, and I know that you've been offered other movie parts prior to this one, do you think now, without saying it was a mistake or the best thing to do you think now that this was the best vehicle you could have taken for your first film?
I think so, Ed. I think it was the best thing for me, you know, coming from music into movies. It's a very, can be very detrimental, you know. You can do a film and can be really bad, you know. I was very careful about what I chose to do. I looked at several scripts. I mean, people had already starred me in movies, you know. She's going to be a dream girl. No, she's going to be Josephine Baker. No, she's going to do this, she's going to do that. And I didn't want to do any of that, you know. I wasn't in any hurry to do a film. I wanted to do a good project. The part didn't have to be major.
It could have been something very small, you know, as long as it was something that I knew that I could make believable, you know. When you get to a point of popularity, a lot of your privacy, your life is taken from you. But you give it up if this is what you want to do. You know, you make a choice, you know. And it's better to know what, you know, that choice entails than to jump into it and say, I want to be a star, you know. I knew what the deal was when I got into it, you know. I have family who was very knowledgeable of the business, you know. What you don't bargain for is the fact that you may get one or two people, you know, that say, man, I love her so much I hate her, you know, or I just can't stand her, or, you know, whatever the extreme is, you know. I have had that. I mean, but how old and tired can it be? I mean, that issue's so old and it's so tired. I mean, let's milk the black and white issue. Let's milk it some more, you know. I watch Lauren Bacall movies, you know, because I love Lauren Bacall. I think she's pretty tough, you know. So I watched her movies, you know, and I watched how she acted, you know, and how she responded and stuff like that. And I watched Kevin, you know. Kevin was really somebody that I could have on set, you know what I'm saying? He was coaching me in a sense, but he was in it with me, you know. I mean, I couldn't ask for better, you know. I had asked if they wanted me to get a coach in acting, you know, and stuff, and he said no, that they didn't think it was necessary, you know. But if there should ever come a part, you know, that comes my way that I think, you know, yeah, well, I have to do some research in it, you know, and I need some, sure, I'd definitely be down for it.
A lot of people who do movies, once they see the movie, feel that it was different than they thought it was going to be going in and while they were on the set.
Really?
I'm wondering what you thought. Is the movie that we see in the theaters the movie you thought it would be? Honestly, Miss Houston?
Yes, it is. Because I was told that when I did this movie, that it would be a movie that I could be proud of. I like to get married, or have some kids, or have kids and get married. Either way it comes, you know. And I didn't lie, did I?
You did not lie. Look at you. Change of life for you.
Yeah.
What do you like about it the best? The marriage part first, being a wife.
That I have a partner. I got a lifetime friend, you know. Somebody that loves me and that I love and that I know cares about me and that I care about, you know. You know, the marriage thing is a whole give and take situation, you know. I like that part, you know, that we're friends. Bobby and I are friends. We have a good time together, you know. We can talk, we can laugh, we can cry, you know. We know what we are. When I saw myself getting married, that's how I saw myself getting married, you know. But that's it, you know. That's it for me. I'm only taking that walk one time, you know. Everything that I could have ever hoped for or ever thought of or dreamed of, you know, for my wedding, it was there, you know. I was very happy and very, very, very overjoyed, believe me. He married me because he needed one. You're talking about a lifetime commitment, man. That's a long time to be dealing with, you know. I married him because I needed a black bass, you know, or, you know, he needed to look better in the eye of the public, you know, not to be such a bad boy, but to be a good boy now. You know, we're talking about marriage, you know, and I don't know if people understand what that entails, you know. It's beyond what it looks like, you know. It's what it is inside. It's what you feel for the person inside. You know, I wouldn't marry anybody I didn't love, you know. And if it was for any other reason, then you can believe I wouldn't be married. He's my husband, I'm his wife. what more could there be, you know? Obviously, if he was, look, first of all, I don't think my husband was any more womanizer than any other man, you know, and I think it's because he's Bobby Brown, everybody just focuses in on it. But I don't think he was any less of a boy than boys will be boys.
What about the stories of jealousy? It was said that Brown didn't want Houston doing a romantic movie with Costner.
Well, kind of almost went that is. But see, the thing is, you know, we communicated. You know what I'm saying? I said, okay, I want you to read the script. I said, I want you to read the script. Okay, I want you to understand what I'm about to do, and I also want you to understand that I am not going to do anything to embarrass myself or to discredit myself. So you would want to know that I'm not going to do anything like that to you. Now, that don't mean I don't get mad and I say, well, I just think that you were so. And that doesn't mean he doesn't either. But we both understand that that's what we do. That's part of our business, and sex appeal is part of it. You know, I don't trip. You know, I don't say, I know you was with her, I know you liked it, I know you was kissing her, woo, you know, because I know who he comes home to. If my husband is going to be unfaithful to me, he is not going to be unfaithful in the video. He is going to do it elsewhere, anywhere he wants to, you know. That's what I'm saying. You have to have trust between the two of you, you know. If you have that, then you will make it. If I sat back home and every time I saw Bobby on the TV and he's, you know, he's kissing a girl or simulating like he's making love to somebody, and I just tripped out and just said, oh, you can't take this, you have to quit, you know. I mean, come on, you know. That's what he does, you know. That's what I do. And, you know, we have to, there's a certain amount of understanding that you have. You take on as much as you think you can, you know. Women are different, you know. Some women can go the whole nine without, you know, stopping, without sitting down, you know. But I think that at some point you should slow it down, you know. Take it easy. I really, for me, I have no choice. It's just like, oh, I'm too big. I'm just going to slow it down. It's you slowing down regardless whether you like it or not.
What about after the fact? Once the baby's here and, you know, through the formative years, you want to be there a lot?
Absolutely.
You told me before that your parents gave you a normal life, and you thought that that was very important in the development of you as a person and understanding now what you have to go through. Are you at all worried that you and your husband, because he's a famous person, won't be able to do the same thing?
I think we can. I think we have to create it. I think we have to be very conscious of it, you know, because it can't get away from you. You know, when you have the access to giving your children anything that they want or anything you think they might want, you know, you can spoil them rotten, you know. But I think that when you're raising children, you have famous parents or people who are in the public eye, I think it is very important to try real hard to raise your children out of that so that they have the opportunity to know who they are and know what they want to be, you know, not because mom and daddy is, because they really and truly want to be that, you know. And I think that, you know, my children are going to be given that opportunity, you know. I don't intend to have my children live in the eye of the public. You know, we won't be a media family. I'm not a media person anyway, so it won't be hard for me to keep my kids out of the eye. Believe me, a lot of what I've learned, a lot of what I know, kind of takes the fun out of it. I enjoy doing what I do. I enjoy singing. I enjoy performing for people, you know. But there's a lot of it about the business and about what I do that's not fun, that you're subjected to, and it's often not very fair, you know. That part of it, you know when you're going to come out with an album, you know you're going to come out with a movie, the media's going to go crazy. They're going to write, and they're going to write about... When you don't, for me, I don't have to have an album out. They just talk about me. They just talk about me, talk about me, talk about me, talk about me. You know, I guess I'm important in somebody's life, or somebody's life isn't important enough for them. Now that I've gotten, you know, the first 3 albums, 4 albums out of the way, you know, I can do a gospel album, you know. Something I've always wanted to do, and I look forward to doing so. I haven't done my best performance on record.
What would you call your best performance on record to date?
I've never quite thought about it, so I don't have...
Now, I understand that you had a terrible accident a couple of years ago with your vocal cords. You
well, no, that was in a couple of years. Ooh, please. I was like about what, 6 or 7.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, and my brother and I we were living in Newark, you know, projects, Brick City.
Wait, wait. You grew up in Newark?
Yes, baby.
I didn't know.
Absolutely, Baxter Terrace.
Okay.
Yes, BT. You know, we all got our names, right?
Yes.
Right,
well,
right.
see, I didn't know you was that
Brick
rooted.
City.
You know?
Oh, you must know that I'm rooted.
Well, now that you talk about Brick City and all,
Brick City,
you got the Chuck Taylors. I know what time it is.
You know. Yeah, I was playing with a hanger on my tongue, doing like this, and in my mouth. My brother comes, he wrestles with me and hits it, and it went all the way back, and I yanked it out.
Oh.
You should have been there. You should have been there. My father was the only one home. My mother was here working with Elvis, actually. And my father just stuffed tissue in my mouth and kept stuffing tissue in my mouth and rushed me to the hospital, and they stitched me from the back of my cords, almost. It was like an inch away from my cords.
Wow.
Yeah, and I got stitches on the roof of my mouth, but my father said, "Don't tell your mother. Don't tell your mother." So I'm going, "All right, Daddy. All right." She says, "Now when you get on the phone, try to talk normal. I got tissue in my mouth." "Oh, well, how you doing?" She says, "Put your father on the phone. You know, what's wrong with my baby?"
Yeah, he knew what hell he was going to catch.
Yeah, he went through hell.
So
yes,
funny.
he did.
Please don't tell your mama.
Please, he was begging me.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Now, you started out singing in church.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you... now that's like sort of a breeding ground for many of our artists,
yes.
the church. Do you remember when you first knew personally that you had it?
Wow. I don't like recall like the exact day or like what it was that I did. I think it takes years of maturation to know that you really solidly got it.
Right.
You know, I mean, I know I had it, but I didn't quite got it.
Right. Now that I have you here, I want to ask a little more personal things about you. Well, not like that. No,
all
because
right,
because a lot of times all we get to know about people that we admire is from what's written.
Right.
So I figured I'd ask.
Which is all wrong.
Yes, it's always all wrong.
Right.
So I want to know, like, what's something about you that would surprise people? Something they don't know.
I love to vacuum. I love to vacuum my carpets. I just love to tell Bobby to move his feet up and go on his feet. I love it. I just love to vacuum. I do.
See, now that is definitely a revelation because I would not have known.
You would
I
not
never thought
see
that.
with the vacuum, right? No?
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, what is a typical day in your life?
Just hanging out with family, you know. Bobby and I sitting in front of the TV, acting silly, you know. Chilling.
Yeah.
Cooling it, kicking back.
Well, I got to say, and I think I speak for many of the guys out in the audience. I went through my Whitney Houston days. You know, I did. I was saving all my love for you.
That's your part.
And I know many.
I thank you for that phase, Keenan. Believe me.
Well,
all of you. I thank you for the phase.
Oh, absolutely.
Beauty.
But what I want to know is, how did Bobby sweep you off your feet?
Ooh. He picked me up in a limousine with flowers.
champagne, and was a gentleman. And he held my hand, and that meant a lot, you know. And he rubbed it a lot. He caressed it a lot. He was very romantic, and that turned me on.
I could have did that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of your huge successes, like the last Waiting to Exhale. It's a great movie.
Thank you.
You were great in it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
But my only thing was the title song "Shoot." You've written and sang so many songs with such depth, and then it was "Shoot." Do. Yes. And I'm just curious, when you first saw the lyrics for that, what went through your mind?
I called Face and I said, okay, you have written too many songs. You have no more words left. Right? You ran out of words, my brother, right? You have no more words. And, but, I mean, the hook, that was the hook. Just, you know, sometimes you don't know what to do, so you just shoot.
Well, what's funny is you were so good that it turned out to be a smash, and all of us were sitting around going, shoot. Shoot. Don't know what this is, but shoot, who's going with you? So,
thank you.
Now, your mother was very instrumental in getting you.
Yes.
Well, not just getting you into the business. I remember actually opening for y'all.
Yes.
In New York City.
That's right.
This is one of my nightmares. Because it was the subway strike in New York. Was the first night was the subway strike. And it was like 12 people out there. And I had to go do stand-up, and they wasn't even all sitting together. It was like somebody over there and over there.
It was one of those nights,
yeah,
huh?
And I just remember they gonna fire me because I was bombing so bad. So bad. But anyway, back to your mom, being very instrumental in your career. What advice did she give you that you've held on to?
Well, you know, my mother gives a lot of advice. Lots of advice.
Well, you said I have one of them.
The main
mothers.
one is, girl, you want me to knock your head off? No. You know what? Her most famous thing with me is, to thine own self be true. You know, my mother goes to church every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, back on Sunday.
Wow.
She's a minister of music of our church, and she heads the young people's organization. So everybody in church calls her Ma, you know. So my mother is very, very strong with young people, you know. They need to know that somebody cares, because if you say yes all the time, it don't mean nothing. Right. Sometimes she says, no, you're wrong. Let me help you out. And they love it, you know, they love it. So. Now,
the other women that you paid tribute to in your special was Aretha.
Yes.
Dionne Warwick.
Yes.
And Diana Ross.
Yeah.
And why those three women?
I don't know. I just thought, like, you know, Dionne's my cousin. You know, I know her songs real good. I've known Aretha basically all my life. And Diana, I just thought, at this point in time, I've never really seen anybody give Diana real props. You know what I'm saying? I never saw anybody just... And she's got some great stuff, man. And she's set a pathway for us, whether we know it or not, for women like me to walk through, you know? I do, you know? I mean, Diana's style and class and elegance, and she can be rough too, you know? So, you know, all that combined, I just thought these three ladies had some great songs.
Well, she's also from Project Detroit. Yeah, so she's made that same evolution. Right. Now, you're about to go to the premiere of Cinderella.
Yes, I am.
Right?
Yes, I am.
Well, wish you the best with it.
Thanks.
And you now have picked up where they have left off, and you now set the tone for the next generation, and you're doing an elegant job, and I want to thank you for coming by.
Thank you, Keenan.
God bless you. God bless you. Whitney Houston, everybody. Y'all check out Cinderella airing November 2nd.